Hi guys, political commentator Jemma Forte was having lots of fun at the Conservative Party's expense, and rightly so, following a few days of absolute chaos. But she also raised a very important point related to Brexit, that it broke the Conservative Party. She also mentioned that following the election, we're in for even more drama, as Rishi Sunak will be blamed, no doubt, for not being conservative enough, and whoever is left over, likely Liz Truss and Suella Braverman, will be fighting it out for leader of the Tories in opposition. Have a listen to this.
The Conservative Party seem to be in utter disarray. So far, the PR campaign seems to be the thick of it style joke, frankly, going to a brewery, going to the Titanic. The jokes write themselves.
Right,
well, they all got a weather app, right? The day of the election announcement, I'd taken a brolly. I'm like, could he have not done it inside? And then I'm imagining they thought if they held a brolly, it kind of feeds into the narrative of man has butler. I don't know. But also, Obama managed very well. They were bringing up those photographs where Obama did this speech in the pouring rain and looked magnificent.
But does that shift votes, do you think? That kind of image? Does it change any minds? I mean, what impact does it really have?
I think it's sort of symptomatic of a government that are exhausted, sort of, every time he says, we've got a plan, it sort of lands and it sounds a bit more ridiculous because it's like, is this your plan? And it feels to me a bit like, to hark back to it, Brexit's broken the Conservative Party. You know, I don't think that when the Conservative Party regroup, it's going to look quite different, I think. Obviously, we're going to have to, I was going to say put up with that. We're going to have that probably over the summer as well, new leadership campaign and so on and so forth. But really, that Conservative Party, as we knew it, seems to be gone.
Yes, Brexit eats its own children, and we're seeing it continue. And recently, of course, we had Andrea Leadsom, Michael Gove and John Redwood abandon their position of defending Brexit. I think all of this began in 2016 with the idea that we can now lie to the public. Brexit gave the Tories a license to lie. And since then, they've been using it as much as they can. And it has worked. But it sort of fell apart with Owen Paterson, the Owen Paterson scandal. A Brexiteer who was maybe a bridge too far for the Conservatives to defend. So up until that stage, they realised, look, we can defend corruption, we can defend anything as long as we mention, well, we have to protect Brexit. Now, when it comes to Brexit itself, of course it was based on lies, and it allowed Boris Johnson to win an 80-seat majority. It allowed him to strip away the moderates within the Conservative Party, and that destroyed the Conservative Party, and it is destroying the Conservative Party now. So Brexit did break the Conservatives because it gave the worst elements in the party a license to lie, and it amplified them, like Boris Johnson and the ERG. Now, going forward, after the election, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to end up with a rump of the extremists within the Conservative Party because the moderates are likely to lose their seats, and people like Michael Gove and Andrea Leadsom and John Redwood have abandoned ship. So you have Brexiteers abandoning it, you have the moderates who are likely to lose their seats, and you're going to be left with the likes of Suella Braverman, Kemi Badenoch and Liz Truss. Those are going to be the senior figures in the Conservative Party. And if they are the ones who are in charge, if one of them is the leader of the Conservatives in opposition, then they're going to remain in opposition. Because what do they represent? They represent an extreme. And they will have the yoke of Brexit around their neck. Because all of them, with the exception of Liz Truss, campaigned for that. Liz Truss, of course, converted after the election came in. The vote came in. But it's going to be an anchor around their neck. But what Labour there's an opportunity for Labour here, an opportunity to undo Brexit, to talk about how Brexit is stopping the economy from growing, stopping businesses from getting access to the workers they need, stopping the NHS from bringing down its waiting list. This is what the Labour Party have said, that they want to be honest with the public going into the election. Well, let's hope that they're honest after the election when they're in government when it comes to Brexit, saying we would like to achieve X, Y, and Z, but because of Brexit, we can't. And the solution has to be, well, we need to rejoin the European Union. It's important that they ignore the rump that's left in the Conservative Party, who will of course be crying denial, crying Brexit denial, crying, betrayal, but they have to be ignored. They shouldn't be given oxygen. What the Labour Party need to do in government is be honest with the public and say Brexit broke Britain and now we're going to fix it. But in order to fix it, we need to undo Brexit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.